Hello, hello YouTubers. Duke Key Dave here. This is my first video for 2019. I know I haven't really uploaded a video in 2 months because I've been away on holidays. I don't want to give out the details where I was, but anyhow, I'm back. This is the first video I've got for this year, to start the year. So I got these at a local store here in Australia where I usually go to in the suburb I live in. And this is the Age of Steel figure pack, which it comes with the 60s style Cybermen, as you know, from the 10th Planet, the Moon Base, and Tomb of the Cybermen, and the Invasion. So we'll get these two buggers out of the way and review the 10th Planet Cybermen. Now, as you know, this design is loved by many Doctor Who fans, and it's often been regarded as the most creepiest look to the Cybermen because of its bare skin flesh colored hands and its cheekboned cloth face with the mouth that moves. Just to say that it's still technically a human. Basically, the chest piece has like these buttons and nice, Mom. Air vent, and it's got the light flash, which it uses to paralyze the humans. It's got a lot of these thick tubes on the side here. The back is just a bit dull. It's also got the silver belt. It's got the trousers. Yep, with black lines at the back. It's got the moon boots. Yep. And then it's got its skin-colored flesh hands, which is what it looked like if you get a colorized picture of it. That's what they actually look like in color. I know that the lights and the colorization versions are a different color than what they are seen in the show, in the black and white. It's basically got this little flashlight thing on the top of its head. It's got its black eyes and a silver mouth which opens and shuts, which kind of scares me a bit, which is why I see this as the most terrifying look to the Cybermen. As you know, its hands can do a 360. Its bottom part of its arms can do a 360. The shoulders can't really do a 360 because they're vented by the tubes here. The crotch can go out the side. The moon boots can do a 360. The head can do a 360. This is one of the only few Cybermen action figures that can do that. The other one is the Telos Cyber Style Cyberman and the Cyber Cyberman from the David Tennant and the mid Matt Smith eras of the show. So yeah, iconically, this is actually Peter Capaldi's favorite design in the Cybermen, which later appeared in the Series 10 final of Peter Capaldi's final season, acting like the genesis of the Cybermen. Yep, and those two, including that trilogy, was a real Doctor Four's Twice the World Enough in Time, Twice Upon a Time. Those 3 stories were really fantastic episodes. So wooden, such a great send-off. Those 3 episodes were such a fantastic send-off to a Doctor, who I wish was in the show a little bit longer, but oh well. That's the 10th Planet Cyberman. Now we get into the Moon-based Tomb Cyberman. This design first appears in the 4th story of Troughton's first season. Basically, because parents were complaining about the first design being too terrifying for younger viewers. I can highly agree and respect that. So yep, this design would later be used in Tomb of the Cybermen again. And then basically a lot of people say that it returned in Wheel in Space, but I tend to disagree. They did use like some elements of the Invasion design, which we'll get on later. The headpiece did remain the same, except the face looked a little bit different. basically it's supposed to look like a mix in between this design and the invasion design, because they are evolutionary. So yep. Basically, the hands can do a 360. The head can't do a 360 because it's prevented by this thing. The tubes are invisible, so they're see-through. The moon boots can do a 360. Yep. The shoulders can slightly do a 360. Unfortunately, they're prevented by the tubes. The arms can't really do a 360 because they're prevented by the tubes. It's got a lot of detail, this Cyberman. It's got a lot of tubes, the chest piece, and all that stuff. Actually quite a great design. And it's got this, if I get a close up, it's got this little axe thing here. I don't know what its actual use was for. It was never shown what it was actually used in those stories, so it wasn't very long. And the headpiece has got see-through eyes, see-through mouth. It's even got these whole things on the side of its cheeks. It's even got this light thing on the top. So it's such a great design. Really suits. It suits very well with Troughton's Doctor. Suits it very well. So yep, really iconic design. And then this leads us into the invasion design. Now, a lot of fans see this as the most iconic look to the Cybermen. I do agree, it's a fantastic design, but it's not really my favourite. I just prefer the 80s style Cybermen, which I see that version as the most iconic look to Cybermen. I just see this design a bit overrated. I don't really praise it like others do, but it's still a fantastic design for what it is. Yep. Unlike the last two Cybermen, the shoulders can do a 360, so that's a real minus point. You must be careful that the thumbs can get stuck, will get stuck in its handle tubes, so you better be careful with that. It's got tubes all the way down on its legs, it's really barely at the back, it's got this V thing at the back of the suit. The chest unit piece is really well done. Yeah, it's even got the flashlight on this part of the chest unit piece. I really like how they got the details with its eyes and mouth, and the flashlight on its top part of its head. The head can do slightly turn side to side, but it's prevented by the swimsuit, the suit. It's got these little van boot thing, or Converses, that can do a 360. And for accessory-wise, basically this was the first ever Cyberman to use a gun. And this is the gun that they use in the story Invasion. Yep, it's pretty well done. Now, how do you actually put it into position? You can put it in many positions if you want. You can have it holding it like that, basically that's how they holded it in that story. Yep, it's really iconic. Really, pretty great design. And I would have loved to see the Cybermen appear in the John Pertwee era of the show. I think this design really suits John Pertwee's Doctor very well, because I just imagine this design suiting more Pertwee's Doctor more than McGann's Doctor. I think the 80s style Cybermen suit McGann's Doctor more, but this design suits the Pertwee era a lot more, in my opinion. Now, yep, the crotch can go out, but it's slightly prevented by the tubes, as I said before. So, yep. So let's just get the Cybermen here. Yep, what a Rage of Age of Steel 60s Cybermen pack with 3 fantastic designs. Basically, now, as for this one, the Moonbase Tomb Cyberman, this one has been released before. It was released in an Age of Steel action figure collect and build wave where it came with a Cyberman, so I really want to get another one of those Cybermen for army building and for the Cybernets, because I think they look cute. And I also want to get the second Doctor and Moonbase Tomb Cyberman pack, because I like to get the season 4 to 6 second Doctor as well. This was also released in 2012, Enemies of the First Doctor set, with the face mask slightly repainted a little bit different. I like to get it for an army building as well. I like to get another Invasion Cyberman, just for like a gun, with the gun as well. Just so I can do do photo shots with this design of the Cybermen with the Third Doctor and Brigadier and Joe Grant and the Master. And this design was later released a few years ago in a BMA and Monster BMA set with a Zygwan and an Ice Warrior. So yeah, without its gun, really disappointing. Okay, so that's basically it for this year. It's good to be back after a long rest. So later now, bye and not forever.